Hello and welcome to episode 25 of Retro Sonic Podcast. I'm Steve from Retroman Blog, and this is the Senior Service and Bone Jacket. And that was a Senior Service from their debut album The Girl in the Glass Case, and a track called Bone Jacked. And with me tonight I've got my regular colleague Mr. Paul Slattery. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Steve.
How you doing, Paul?
Oh, pretty good, you know. I'm still recovering from last Friday's gig at the Half Moon.
Yeah, it was a great night, wasn't it? And a good way to celebrate Graham Day's birthday and mine.
And yours. Yes. Do you remember any of it?
No, it was a bit of a fuzzy head on the Saturday morning, but
I bet it was
later. But it was a great night.
What a great night! Lead Price 3 starting off.
Yeah, we had the Len Price 3 kicking things off, and it was a special night because it was, as I said, it was Graham Day's birthday, and he threw in a few surprises. Even for me, I didn't know what they were planning on the night, which was giving me a few kittens along the way as a promoter, but it was excellent. And I'd just like to say thank you to everybody for the fantastic messages we've been getting through. I know it seemed like it really hit a chord with everybody, and I think the bands really enjoyed themselves as well, and I hopefully get to see your photos soon.
Yes, they will. I don't want to give too much away, but at the moment, but you'll see when we get the photos out on the blog.
Yeah, great. So keep a check on Retroman Blog, www.retromanblog.com. And we'll have a full report on the gig, if I can remember it. I mean, it's a bit awkward writing reviews of your own gigs, because of course I'm going to say it's the best gig ever.
Well, it was pretty good.
yeah. But it's trying to remember everything, and but I know you'll get some...
Oh, you enjoyed yourself. I enjoyed myself. Yes. Graham Day enjoyed himself. Len Price 3 enjoyed themselves. Yeah. And the crowd went crazy. So I think it was probably a pretty good night.
Yeah, return of the middle-aged mosh pit. Covered in beer.
The old-age mosh pit, mate.
But it was fantastic, and so we had Len Price 3 starting off. We also had for the first time at the Retroman Blog night, we got a DJ, and we got Lee Grimshaw from the Spin Out Show, and he was spinning some vinyl, and it was great to get a vinyl DJ in the Half Moon. It's something they lack there. They don't have decks, and a lot of the DJs that I know don't seem to have decks of their own either. So Lee came all the way up from Cornwall with Emma, and Lee put on a great show.
Superb.
Did you enjoy that? Did you like the DJ?
I loved it. It's always good having a bit of vinyl, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it worked.
Can't beat that.
Yeah.
And it was very eclectic too. His taste, very good.
It was great. So, as I said, it was really the Graham Day and the Forefathers, and so there were a few surprises, and none more so than when I went backstage before the show and I saw some Star Trek costumes hanging up, and I thought, oh, this is taking me back to when I very first saw The Prisoners, and that was on the Tube back in 1984. Remember the old Channel 4 show with Jules Holland and Paulie Yates, and they did a feature on like the garage rock scene, not necessarily the Medway scene, but it was more the garage rock. So it had the Escalators or the Tall Boys, I think it was, the Milkshakes, the Prisoners, the Stingrays, and they did this little feature on them. And that's the first time I saw the Prisoners, probably for a lot of people as well, because it was a very small scene. And it was great because the band, when the Forefathers came on, they were all wearing the Star Trek costumes again. And I think it was a big nostalgia fest, It was great, and it was a nice touch. And the amazing thing is they could actually still wear them. Well, they had to swap. I think Alan and Graham had to swap their tunics, but
possibly so. But I tell you what, they look good.
Yeah,
they look good, and the whole gig was fantastic, slick, brilliant songs. What more could you ask for? Really, it was a superb gig, a superb night, and of course, yourself and Graham were. If yourself and Graham are happy at the end of the night, that was what it was all about, really, wasn't it? And I know that Graham loves playing at the Half Moon.
Yeah, it just seems it's turned into an annual event now. That was the third one we've done. Well, plus the senior service, which we did their debut gig, their first ever gig. We did that at the Half Moon earlier this year. So apart from that, this is the third year of our Graham Day and the Forefathers show.
And, you get a fantastic crowd down there.
Yeah, it always sells out in advance, which is nice.
Tremendous.
It's a big bonus, but I think it's become a little event. So how are we going to top it for next year? I don't know.
We'll see.
Don't know. But they did have John Barker playing the Hammond organ, which again was another thing they've never done as the Forefathers, was playing the Hammond. And that meant we got a really good set list, mainly of old Prisoner stuff. Songs I don't normally play, and I just thought that added a fantastic touch to it.
It's great. Can't beat a Hammond, can you?
So in the middle of the set, it's a little surprise. They had a little guest appearance from the senior service. So Daryl was there in the crowd, so he got up and played bass. And then there was another little bonus in the fact that with the Daggermen, a little tribute to the Daggermen, because Alan took over the lead vocals and guitar from Dave Taylor, the original member. And of course, Wolf and John were in the Daggermen, and they played 3 Daggermen tracks. And that was a wonderful little surprise, I think, for everybody.
Well, it just shows you how many bands have come out of the Medway scene over the years.
Yeah, that's true.
Let's play another record, Steve.
Yeah, well, let's play the Daggermen. And this is a track from their debut EP, introducing the Daggermen. And this one is called One More Letter. I'd just like to say a final thank you to everyone that came along, especially those that travelled, all the staff at the Half Moon. And we've got a new gig coming up on November the 18th, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Thanks to Lee Grimshaw and Eric for the great gig poster as well. And one thing about our shows is what you'll find is that there's just as many musicians and bands in the audience as there are on stage, aren't there? So you're going around and you're meeting all these people and seeing people from all these great bands that we love. And that's a great thing, that they're all going along to support each other. And so on Friday there was Ian Greensmith and Bob Collins of the Dentists in the crowd, which was nice. I missed Bob, but I saw Ian. He put on the Medway Legends Weekender in San Sebastian earlier this year, and he's also playing in the Sine Waves. And they mentioned the Dentists, and they were another band from the Medway which probably didn't quite make it into the public consciousness as bands like the Prisoners or
you mean they didn't exactly drill their way into your mind then?
No, oh God. Very droll. Well done, I've got evidence. Here's a great track from the Dentists. This is from the sort of compilation called If All the Flies Were One Fly, and this is a track called The Easy Way It Falls.
What did I do there? Living on one side again, I can see through your disguise, rain running through your eyes. What did I do next? In the sky and houses red, you see me, no disguise. Hair running through my eyes, and you're on. Is the easy way it falls onto you? I'll never know, and I hope I'll never see where the holy angels go. And the world looks up and smiles, 'cause it's made a fool out of you. That's a sign for me to hide as far away as I can in this life. We're not free until we can walk with no disguise, no hide to hide our eyes. And you know, it's the easy way it falls onto you. I'll never know, and I hope I'll never see where the holy angels go. And the world looks up and smiles, 'cause it's made a fool out of you. That's the sign for me to hide as far away as I can. Fortune comes my way, save away, not gave away. Why the thrill to be here today? But you know my style, faces have to smile. Save away, not gave away. What a thrill to be here today. And you know it's the easy way it falls onto you. I'll never know, and I hope I never see where the holy angels go. And the world looks up and smiles, 'cause it's made a fool out of you. That's the sign for me to hide as far away as I can.
And that was the Dentists and The Easy Way It Falls. And next up you've picked a track, Paul, which is a band that we've liked for a long time that we've never got around to playing. And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, well, we've never played any Tim Benson on the podcast before. And I ran into Tim Benson, it was through John Peel. He played this track, my God, it must have been back in 20 years ago, perhaps, I think, 96 or 97, called The Claw. It was on the Tim Benson's first EP, The Six Fingers of Benson. And I thought, I love that. I love The Claw.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'd love to go and see them. So they were playing over at some little venue over in North London, and I went over to see them and got pally with their guitarist, Chris Teckham, and loved their music for about the next 7 or 8 years, really. Went to see a lot of gigs, mostly over in North London. And there was a few changes in the band, and but they continued to make really good records. Came out with a great album called Hiss, and from that album, this is Robot Tourist.
Benson and Robot Tourist. That is absolutely amazing. I mean, because they started off as this sort of strange lo-fi band, didn't they? Some of the tracks are really weird, and then they got this real power coming through, and then they went on to do sort of a couple of albums which were more spoof rock, weren't they? Like parody, like Saints and Kidney Pie, and which were great, powerful records. But I think that Hiss probably is there for me, is a perfect balance of everything, you know.
Hiss is great. It's a brilliant album, absolutely brilliant, undersung album. It's got a lot of power in it. You know, it is. It's pop and power. Well, it's not. It's powerful pop. Swamp pop.
It's
swamp pop. A swamp pop. Yeah. It's been called. But Chris. I think I ran into Carl Hussey, the Tim Benson drummer at the Fallen Leaves gig.
We saw him up at the Hope and Anchor
the month before last, and Carl said, the band's still alive. You know, I said, well, if they're alive, when are you going to do a gig? You know, so I'd love to see. I certainly would love to see Tim Benson playing another gig. And Chris, if you're around, let us know what's going on.
Yeah, please do, because they were a great live band.
Yeah, they're a great live band, and if they do play, go and see them. That's Tim Benson, classic band.
And next up, we've got a new release. Now we thought the vinyl was coming back into fashion. Now, how about cassettes? So we've got Gunquit, one of our favourite bands, have just released a cassette-only EP.
Look, I've still got my cassette player up there.
Oh, good. Well, there you go. We'll stick it in now and we can play it. This is Gunquit and Fireballs.
The possibilities in your eyes.
So if it's cassette only, how come you got an MP3?
Well, you can get MP3 somewhere. You can download it on Bandcamp. It's all very well, all these retro things like 7 inches and cassettes, but when you want to put it on the podcast, you need an MP3
player, for Christ's sake.
I've got one.
I've got one, yeah. Well, we're old.
We're old.
Sony Walkman will be coming back soon, won't it?
Well, that's right. Yeah, exactly. But vinyl record shops are going out the window. It's going to be cassettes.
Oh, fantastic! I've got a couple of those. I've got a couple of old Walkmans up in the attic.
Well, they'll be worth a fortune.
Dust all over them. I think I'll dust them off and put them on eBay.
Well, you can take them along to the next Gunquit show and stand outside and selling them for profit.
Excellent.
But it's great. It's a fantastic thing. It's good to get a cassette, and it's called Hot Cross Fun, which is
Hot Cross Fun.
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah, which is out on Wiener Records, which is a subsidiary of Burger Records. They were the label that put out
Hamburger Records.
Yeah, what do you remember? Hamburger.
yeah. Wiener Records and Burger Records.
Yeah, remember.
Well, I do remember Gunquit because she's the only person I've ever seen hula hooping while she's singing
And playing a trumpet.
and playing a trumpet.
No, not singing and playing a trumpet. Hula hooping and playing a trumpet.
Hula hooping and playing trumpet.
Can't do all
That's
three
right.
at once.
Yeah, you can't do it. No.
No, they're a great band.
Yeah.
Really, really good. And you got some fantastic photos.
I
of them
did.
as well.
I got to do
The
all
Dirty
three.
Water
Yeah.
Club.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's right. Because you said Hamburger Records. That's how up to date you are. Because they did the Flaming Groovies.
That's right.
New single, wasn't it?
That's right.
Which we played in a recent podcast.
Yeah.
But that's great. And the EP features 4 new tracks and also some songs taken from their debut album Eat Yuppies and Dance. The 4 new tracks have been produced by Jim Diamond, who used to be the bass player for the Dirt Bombs, and he's produced and engineered loads of great bands from the Masonics, their new records, to the Flesh Tones, our favourites. How many favourites do we have?
Loads.
Yeah, the White Stripes and more. So he's obviously got good taste, because that's the Gunquit, definitely one of the best live bands around at the moment.
Well,
new songs sounding brilliant. We've been talking about sort of 1966 here, and how 50 years on.
Well, it is amazing. I mean, I was
Great
just
records.
thinking around, 1966, look at all the fantastic records that came out then. I mean, it was
all the weird ones
tremendous.
as well.
It was absolutely tremendous what came out then. Yeah, I mean, I was just looking at my collection the other day, and I realised that the Easy Beats Friday on My Mind came out 1966. Love 7 and 7 is. Pushing Too Hard by the Seeds.
Yeah.
You're Gonna Miss Me by the 13th Floor Elevators. It all came out in 1966.
Yeah.
And plus loads of other really, really well-known stuff and great pop tunes by the Beatles and Stones and Dave Clark 5, whatever. It's 1966. What a great year. But I was just digging into the depths of my record collection the other day, and I found this lovely little record by a group from the West Coast. Well, they were from the West Coast at the time, called The Weeds.
And they became the Lollipop Shop, didn't they?
They became the Lollipop Shop eventually, but this is from '66 and it's called It's Your Time.
Well, I've tried to help you, but you never
Excellent. I mean, that's the thing about we were saying about 1966 and that era. There's so many weird one-off singles or bands that would later become other bands, and it's just so many one-hit wonders or not even hits, but the quality of the songs and the weirdness, the strangeness of it, you know.
Oh, it's just a massive explosion of rock talent, and the first time you heard those kind of guitar solos that were a bit, psychedelic.
Yeah,
is the only way to describe it.
Yeah,
they were atonal. They weren't. They were nothing like anybody had heard before in pop music, and it just blew people's minds. Of course, seeing as everybody was on acid at the time,
yeah, it might have something to do with it.
It might have something to do with it, but
yeah, you didn't get that with a Burt Whedon song, did you?
Yeah, everything was recorded in a haze of acid and marijuana, So I guess that had something to do with it, but it certainly. I mean, that 66 probably affected the whole, the subsequent 50 years of rock and roll. Still affects it today.
A bold statement.
Yeah. I mean, some of those records, they're timeless, really, aren't they? A record like The Weeds, utterly timeless. Sounds as good now as it did 50 years ago. You could still get up and play that at a gig and everybody would love it.
Oh yeah, I mean most of the bands we listen to and like now all sound like that.
or want to try and sound like that. Anyway.
Capturing that authentic sound,
Yeah,
but that's a good choice actually, and
fantastic.
Now you picked another one which I didn't. It sort of threw me a little bit, but you picked the Screaming Trees.
Yeah, the Screaming Trees. I don't really know too much about the Screaming Trees, quite frankly. It just happened. They just happened to be on a Sub Pop compilation that I had. I thought, I haven't played that for bloody years, and I thought, that's a perfect track to play tonight. And the track's called "Change Has Come."
I really like that. I mean, I can't say I'm a big fan of Screaming Trees. I don't know. I just sort of put them in with that heavy rock Seattle sound. But I know Mark Lanegan from more of his later work, because he's got such a great voice. You know, I mean, that booming, fantastic voice, isn't he?
He's got a really, really great voice. It's got so much tone in it, and the guitar work's just superb. And I'm surprised that period of time. Well, that's from 1990 on Sub Pop, and on an EP they made. And I suppose between 85 and 2000, I think 15 years they were around, they made, I don't know, 6 or 7 albums as well. And I don't know hardly any of their music at all, quite frankly. And I hadn't played that song for a long, long time. And I think it's made me sort of go and explore more of their stuff. But I mean, I'm surprised at the time. I never saw them. I never saw them live here in the UK.
No, I mean,
I imagine they must have come here at one time or another. Maybe I just, I just missed them, or it was at a time when I wasn't particularly interested in going to gigs, because most of the music around was shit. But
it was a grunge. They were sort of really labelled in with that grunge thing, weren't they? Although they were going quite a bit before, weren't they? But
they were.
I mean, like when 92, was it when Nirvana broke, and there was all that, the year that punk broke, and so a lot of bands like Sonic Youth, Screaming Trees became elevated up, didn't they? And became mainstream, and you had all that crap like Pearl Jam, or that sort of rock. But I mean, Mark Lanegan was in, he did join Queens of the Stone Age for a bit, and so I know him from that. And then he did these, I think, 2 albums, which really threw me, was with Isabel Campbell from Bell and Sebastian. Now, you can't get, in my mind, much more different than this sort of very twee Scottish band, and Isabel Campbell is a lovely little, student-looking girl from up in Glasgow, and then you had this gnarled rocker from wild west of America with his classic rock, and they came together and did these 2 albums, which actually were fantastic. They really worked, and they're well worth checking out. The Mark Lanegan, Isabel Campbell albums. But so that's all I knew. But I think I'm going to go back and have a little dig around some Screaming Trees. I think. Yeah,
but that is a great track. Screaming Trees, Change Has Come.
Okay, next up I've got another new release. This is from the Dublin band The Urges, from their forthcoming album, and this is the title track, Time Will Pass.
Cannot guess answers to possess. The rich is buried deep for all to find. Realms I hope to navigate with charts so out to fade, as I twist and turn the path within my mind. Beyond our providence, the time will pass itself. The time will pass itself. Secret city, secret faith, too fast to contemplate. Like doors to which there are not any keys. Hiding there within plain sight, I see your eyes closed tight, and I initiate the mystery. Time no consequence. The time will pass itself beyond our providence. The time will pass itself. The time will pass itself. Nights turn into days and back to nights, and long we search so more for sad delights. I can hear the ticking clocks, the waves are crashing on.
And that was the Urges and Time Will Pass. That's the title track of their forthcoming album, which will be released on the 28th of October on Mersol Music. The band will play a launch party on October the 29th at the Grand Social in Dublin. So go along, you'll be able to hear tracks from the album and pick up a copy while you're there. I only got sent the album today, so I haven't really had time to sort of have a good listen to it, but that track really stood out for me. I thought it was a great record. But they have changed a little bit, because I remember seeing the Urges back in 2009, and they'd released their debut album called Psych Ward, which was a very garagey, you can tell by the title, it was very fuzz tones, very garage rock. And they were a good, really great band, you know. And strange enough, I saw them supporting Soundtrack of Our Lives in New York, of all places, linking back to our Ebert Lumber gig we did. And they had an album released on Little Steven's Wicked Cool label, which again links nicely to our mates Len Price 3, because they were on Wicked Cool. But they've sort of changed. There's been a long gap, obviously, since then, and this album is much more sort of pastoral. It's got a lot of sort of more psychedelic influence, but more of the West Coast, a bit of love, a bit of that choral, and it's a really much more mellow, but a really, really great sound, you know. And I said I've had a quick flick through the album, and it sounds great, so it's well worth keeping a check on that. And that's the Urges. And you've picked out a track which, in a strange way, sort of links with the Urges, if it doesn't sound too silly, because of the sort of sound. And you picked up a bit of this sort of good old Paisley Underground American sort of country rock.
Yeah, I've gone for a track by a group called Guadalcanal Diary, who originally from Marietta, Georgia. They were around in the 80s, between 1983, 89 and 90. I don't know too much about them, but I ran across this EP called Watusi Rodeo, and this is the title track.
That was great. We enjoyed that. You know,
love that.
Like, yeah, because we've been on that Long Riders kick, haven't we? After we saw them, and
yeah,
they were a band that sort of, I suppose, around at that time with Green on Red and the Dream Syndicate and all that. I suppose all that period, and it was great. And I think, as I said, you see, the Urges sort of had that slight sort of touch of that in their sound as well. You know, so it was a good choice. You know.
Yes, another band who probably weren't as globally popular as as they could have been. Another band that there was quite a lot of bands around during that Paisley Underground period who were great bands, but there was never really any massive international success. There was a little bit, but nothing. There were no smash hits out of that era really from those bands. But I think Guadalcanal Diary, they're worth. It's really good having a look at their back catalogue. I think there's some excellent stuff in there, and a lot of great stuff worth listening to.
Yeah, I suppose REM sort of took it on, didn't they, and became the global superstars of the bunch.
Yeah.
That was it. But I mean, the Long Riders had a couple of near misses, but it's a good period, and there's a lot of stuff worth checking out.
Definitely.
Okay, and then one band that you did see on your Japanese travels that we've played before, and you picked again because you like them so much, and we try not to repeat ourselves, but then you insisted this one comes in, and I've got no objection because they're a great band. And this is a band we both saw in Japan who blew us away, and it's Sunset Drive.
Oh, Sunset Drive, they are such a great band. They are the only band I've ever changed my plane ticket to see.
Yeah, that's right, you did.
Right, I changed my plane ticket because I found that they were doing a gig in Tokyo.
Yeah.
I thought, oh no, Sunset Drive. I was going to leave the day they were playing, and I thought, oh no, I've got to spend another week here. A few years ago, and they were playing at the Ruby Room up in Shinjuku, and we had a great night there.
Yeah,
what a great band! Absolutely brilliant band. Alistair and. Alistair from New Zealand on vocals, and
Tosh on guitar.
Tosh on guitar.
Flying V,
brilliant band, and it's a hidden track at the end of their second EP. We Got to Talk, and it's actually on the EP. It's untitled, but I think it's called Wasting My Time, and this is Sunset Drive.
Show me what you're good for. Show me what to care. If you said 1,000 words, would even one hit home? Or would I only hear what I want to hear? And excuse me, I got to ask. Excuse me, I got to know. I gotta know if I'm wasting my time trying to walk the line, or are those lights on someplace down the road? Show me what you're good for. Show me what to care. Well, I did 1,000 wrongs, and then I walked away, and you took my bill to pay. And it's all good, that's why we tell ourselves it's all good, that's why we say. I gotta know if I'm wasting my time trying to walk the line, or are there lights on someplace down the road?
That's a great track. Untitled.
Untitled, called
call it
Wasting My Time.
Yeah, good thing about an untitled track, you can call it what you want, you know.
Exactly.
That was a little bonus track. And it's a shame that they split up, but then Alistair went back to New Zealand, so the band obviously is a bit far to go for band rehearsals.
Yeah.
But I think every time he's over in Japan, they try and get together.
Well,
to do a gig.
I hope the next time I go to Japan coincides with Alistair going back there and having a reunion gig, because that would give me a great deal of pleasure to go back and see them. I thought they're one of the best bands I've ever seen, quite frankly. It's great how going to a gig in a small room in Tokyo makes you love a band forever, virtually.
Right, well, we've been quite busy as usual. I did go to see a film screening recently, which was the Lawrence of Belgravia, which is the Heavenly Films movie about Lawrence from Felt and Denim. But this was concentrating more on making the new Go-Kart Mozart album on the hot dog streets, and it's a fantastic documentary. It's well worth seeing. Great, one of the best music documentaries out there. You know, he's a fascinating character. And there was a Q&A session with Lawrence and the director Paul Kelly from Heavenly Films, and it was a great night. And this was to coincide with the DVD launch of Lawrence of Belgravia, and I recommend you checking it out. And I'm going to pick a classic. I'm going to pick Felt's Penelope Tree, which was a single released back in 1983.
I didn't want the world to know that sunlight fade the golden glow. Holiness is like a disease, triggers up my sense of unease. I was lonely till I found the reason was me. Oh, Penelope tree. Why don't you just enter the night? Why don't you just do what you like? Holiness and all that heartache, that's something I just can't take. You got your head on back to front, that's easy, so easy for me. Oh, that's easy for me. You know that's easy for me. Oh, Penelope tree. Hey, tell me, why are you so scared? It's like the beginning, go there. Come on, trust break that warrior. Oh, we do, and why are we here? Why must we die? Oh, no, 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 that's easy, so easy for me. Oh, that's easy for me. You know that's easy for me. Oh, Penelope tree for me. Oh, Penelope tree.
And that was Felt and Penelope Tree. The screening was at the Regent Street Cinema, which is a great Art Deco cinema just near the BBC studios, just up from Oxford Circus. It was great. It was Lawrence was there, had a little chat and mentioned you. Because you took some great old photos of Felt back in 1980, did you?
I did. Took some pictures of Felt back in 1980, and up in Birmingham.
Yes.
Yeah, when Lawrence lived up there, and then about 2 years ago, I ran into Lawrence again, and went up to his flat and took some pictures of him up there.
Yeah.
Looking very dark and mysterious, wearing dark glasses.
Yeah, that's right.
Peak cap.
He's an interesting character, isn't he?
Very interesting character.
Unique character.
Yeah.
He's got this obsession with fame. He wants to be famous and rich, and this is he can't see why he's not famous. He's in his mind he's making this immensely commercial music, which if you listen to Go Kart Mozart, it's probably not. I don't know if you call it commercial, but he's convinced that he wants to be famous, and he's got a fascinating outlook on life. He's a real, I'd say technophobe, but he doesn't have the internet, doesn't have any mobile phones. He's just an interesting and unusual character, and you don't get that much in rock music anymore. Those sort of unique characters. And there was a fantastic bit when they followed the band over to France to do some gigs, and he's been interviewed by this blogger, like a French version of us, I suppose, sitting there interviewing him, and Lawrence is just fascinated by the fact that this guy, this journalist, is doing the music blog, and he's sort of asking him, why do you do it and all that, and he's like, do you make any money from doing your blog? And the guy says, no, of course not, I just do it for the love of it. And he says, well, you don't make any money at all from this. And he's like, he said, no, I always thought the internet was a waste of time. You can't understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, we know very well what it's like.
Well, it's true. It is a waste of bloody time. You don't make a bloody cent from the internet. No, everybody steals your bloody photos. Right. I hate people on the internet stealing my pictures. They do all over the place. My pictures are all over the bloody internet, and I don't make a cent out of it. Lawrence is probably right.
He is.
I have to close the bloody internet down, and go back to publishing.
Oh no, we'll have to take all the pictures off our blog then, won't we?
Oh no, you can have those because those are freely given. It's just the ones that people nick and put up on social websites like Tumblr, for instance.
Oh yeah. Well, that's the curse of modern life, isn't it? But it's well worth getting. And
all my pictures appear on their social. And nobody even credits you. They don't even care.
Yes, if you listen, everybody, if you're taking pictures off the internet, don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Them.
I'll track you down and take you to court, all right?
Yeah. Oh, that's the polite way of doing it.
Yeah, that's right.
You take them out with a baseball bat and
yeah. I'm getting old now. Money is much more serious.
Excellent. But it's great. And it's had a good chat to Paul Kelly as well. And he's doing a new... he's working on a movie called A Scene in Between, which is sort of the story of British indie music sort of between 1980 to 1988. And he's actually asking, because at the time there wasn't this plethora of videos and cameras and digital cameras and all that around, so there's not a lot of footage of it. And he's trying to do a movie which doesn't just have the normal talking heads and interviews with people. So he's asking for fans of any of their sort of 1988 indie music to contact Heavenly Films with any sort of photos, audio, film, memorabilia that you've got. Obviously, I would hope you will be credited for the use of.
And paid.
Yeah. It's indie after all, isn't it?
You have to be paid. You have to be paid. Yeah.
But contact Heavenly at info@heavenlyfilms.net if you've got anything that you'd like to contribute to the movie. Okay, and back to some new stuff. One of our favourite bands at the Retroman blog is the WitchDoktors, who we haven't seen play for a while. We seem to miss their gigs recently.
When did we last see them? Down at the over in Kingston, wasn't it?
Fighting Cocks, I think.
Fighting Cocks, great night over there.
Yeah.
They're such a great band.
Definitely one of the best live bands around.
They're a great live band, aren't they?
Yeah. But they've made some great records as well. They deserve to be, I think, a hell of a lot bigger than they really are. And I just hope this new album gets them a bit more interest, So here's a track from the new album. This is the first track, and it is called No Pain, No Gain.
My life's on the line and my head's on fire. Well, I'm a covert agent and I'm underneath the wire. Turn
was the WitchDoktors with a track called No Pain, No Gain, taken from their brand new album Voodoo Eye, which is out on green vinyl from Bomber Music, and hopefully we'll be able to get a copy soon. And we've got yet another new release. We're not all retro on Retrosonic Podcast, are we? There's too much new stuff today, I think.
New stuff, that's excellent, very good.
You know. But anyway, this is The Mobs and a track from their brand new album, which is out now on Dirty Water Records. This is a song called Mojo Degradation. And that was The Mobs and Mojo Degradation from their brand new album called Piffle, which is out now on Dirty Water Records. The band will be playing a gig with the Fallen Leaves in their hometown of Northampton on October the 8th at the Charles Bradlaugh, and they're big fans of the Fallen Leaves. They wear cravats and everything, and they're a great live band. You know, they're
great.
You know, they're good. You haven't seen them live, have you?
I haven't. No, I haven't.
I think you like them because they've got that Dr. Feelgood, Mick Green scratchy guitar that we love, and the bass player's good. He's like a Norman Roy. He does all this bass and the drum. They're a great band. You know, they've got a good sense of humour, and they also did the one that I dedicated to you, Get Your Hair Cut. Do you remember on the podcast?
No, I forgot that one.
No, but that's a great track, and good luck with the new album. Okay, Paul, what have you been up to recently? I think you've been quite busy.
Well, I've been swimming in the South Coast.
No, I mean photography-wise.
Photography-wise. Oh, photography. Oh, yes. Rock and roll.
Well, healthy lifestyle.
Well, I've been going to your gigs and taking photographs, of course.
Yes.
And my, of course, being lucky to have been around during a golden period of rock, I suppose, during 75 and 95. I've got a great back catalogue of photographs which are still in demand. Yeah, I've had recently. I've had a front cover of Dr. Feelgood on in Vive la Rock magazine. Pictures of Dr. Feelgood, which I took as a student back in 1975, almost my first rock gig.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. On the front cover of a magazine 40 years later.
That's right.
Yes, incredible.
That's a great picture of Wilco and Lee Brillo together, isn't it? With Wilco's mad-eyed stare and
that's right.
Lee in his traditional white jacket. You know,
I took
sums them up perfectly, doesn't it?
It does. I took that picture at North London Polytechnic when I was a student there. and I was just learning the trade a little bit. And of course, seeing Dr. Feelgood was one of those, one of the reasons why I think I became a rock photographer. And after seeing Dr. Feelgood, I thought, if that's rock and roll, I want to have a bit, quite frankly. But I've had another picture of Oasis on the front cover of Louder Than War magazine.
That's John Robb's magazine version of his.
That's right,
now, isn't it?
Yeah. John's doing a periodical magazine now.
Yeah.
Along with Eugene, who publishes Vive le Rock.
Yeah.
And it looks really good too. And talking of Oasis, of course, I've got some pictures in an exhibition of Oasis photographs. It's the exhibition Chasing the Sun exhibition, which is finally going to Manchester 2 years after it was in London. And it opens on the 14th of October at the Old Grandad Studios in Manchester. The other thing, of course, that's happening in October is the release of the new documentary about Oasis, Supersonic, which is coming out in cinema. I think the premiere's on the 2nd of October, and there are many of my stills being used in that in the new doc, and I can't wait to go and see it. Actually,
going back to the photo exhibition, are you going up to the launch party?
I will be going up to the launch party.
Oh, that's great, because I remember when we went to the one in London that you met up with Liam and Bonehead again. I got a lovely picture of you and Liam and Bonehead together. You hadn't seen them for so long, had you? And
it was a wild night.
Yeah, it was.
I think it was just as wild up in Manchester, actually. Yeah. I bet. Yeah.
And it's funny because because I know you hadn't seen them for a while, had you? After working with them for so long on your book that you published A Year on the Road with Oasis.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great. I spent a year on the road, which is the title of my Oasis photo book. I spent a year on the road with Oasis in 94 and 95, and I don't know, during that period I must have seen 60 or 70 gigs of Oasis, one every few days throughout that year. And obviously spent a lot of time with them. You get to know guys, and everybody's in each other's pockets, and it was a great time. Yeah. It was a great time seeing the rise of a young rock and roll band, and what can be better than that,
If you were there right at the beginning as well.
Yeah, there right at the beginning, and I'm sure the documentary will be focusing quite a lot on that.
Excellent. Good, so you got some stuff, and there's a Smith's Uncut special out as well. With all
there's a Smith's Uncut special,
well, and,
yeah,
and don't forget your
The Smiths Never Die.
No, you've got.
There is a light that never goes out.
It's true with the Smiths. Yeah, but it's been a busy time. It's great that you're. And so we're honoured that you're still deigning to come down to our little gigs at the Half Moon and take pictures of our bands.
Well, these are the bands that I really like, Steve. I mean, it was great taking all those photographs back in the day, but I basically I think my roots are in small venues, taking pictures of bands and who are playing music that I really love, and bands like the Forefathers and Billy Childish, and the Fallen Leaves, the WitchDoktors.
Yeah,
it's always great to go down to a small gig, have a couple of beers, and be a part of an intimate crowd. That's what I really like about music.
Yeah, I think it's going back to that feeling that you must have got when you saw Dr. Feelgood in a small venue, and you're still trying to capture that. You never really like it when bands move up to bigger venues, when you get managers and agents and security and all that, but it's just capturing that. And that's a good thing about what we're doing, isn't it? We're still getting that buzz of seeing a great band in somewhere like the Hope and Anchor or the Half Moon or the old 12 Bar or the Fighting Cocks, and you can't beat it. You can't beat that buzz of live music.
Pub rock.
Yeah,
that's what it is. About, pub rock. Keep it alive.
Yeah, it's true.
We love it.
Excellent. And you took pictures again. The funny thing about taking pictures of the Forefathers and Graham Day is you did some great pictures of the prisoners back at the Hope and Anchor. Some early shots which you can see on the blog somewhere. We'll dig them out.
That's right.
And another band that you did a lot of early pictures, which is a sort of segueing into the next link, is the Milkshakes and Billy Childish and the Milkshakes, which would later become the Buff Medways, the Mighty Caesars, and etc.
The head coats.
and the head coats. And you did all some great early pictures of them. And then the next incarnation, or the latest incarnation, is the Masonics.
Well, the Masonics, that's right.
Which have got Bruce Brand from going back to the Pop Rivets and the Milkshakes, and Mickey Hampshire as well. And said they are John Gibbs from the Wildebeests. But the news is that we're going to be doing their launch party for their brand new album Oberman Rides Again, and that will be at the Half Moon Putney on November the 18th. And we've got a great lineup, another great bill with the Baron 4 and the Beat Pack. And I said, Half Moon, get your tickets in now, because the Graham Day gig sold out about a month before. So please, it's not just a promotional trick. Please book your tickets, because I'm fed up with people coming to me when the gig sold out asking for tickets. So I've told people, book your tickets in advance. You save money, and you're guaranteed to get in.
It's going to be hot.
It's going to be a good night, isn't it?
Yeah,
I can't wait. The Masonics are on fire. And I've had a sneak preview of the album, and I can honestly say that it's for my personal opinion, it's probably their strongest album yet. I think it's going to be great. I think fans are going to love it. It's just a brilliant record. They've been playing some of the tracks live over the past few gigs, and already they're standing out as sort of classics. And here's the title track. This is an exclusive play of the Masonics' new album title track called Oberman Rides Again.
Oberman's back, dressed in black. Oberman riding in Maggoty Hack. Oberman's here, Oberman's there. Oberman climbing your darkened stair. Oberman rides again. Oberman rides again. Oberman sits on the edge of your bed. Oberman so close you can feel his breath. Oberman whispers in your ear. Oberman says things you don't want to hear. Oberman rides again. Oberman rides again. Ride, Oberman, ride out! Takes what Oberman wants. Oberman howls at the rising sun. Oberman's got just what he needs. Oberman departs on the morning breeze. Oberman rides again. Hey, 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 hey. Oberman rides again. Oh yeah. Oberman rides again. Hey, 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 hey. Oberman rides again. Ride, Oberman, ride! Ow!
Right, and that was the Masonics and a exclusive track from their forthcoming album Oberman Rides Again. That will be hopefully out and available at our launch party at the Half Moon Putney on November the 18th. So make sure you book your tickets in advance at www.halfmoon.co.uk or give them a ring. But please book in advance, because that's going to be probably a big seller as well. And we've got a great lineup, Baron 4, Beat Pack, excellent lineup. It's only cheap if you book in advance, so please get on the case. It's a great record, love it. Okay, thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed episode 25 of Retrosonic Podcast.
25?
Yeah.
25?
Yeah, but that's...
In a quarter of a century?
Oh, we could celebrate. Yeah.
Oh my God, come on. I feel like an old man now you said 25.
Yeah, but that's not... Don't forget, we've got all our other blooming specials with TV Smith, with Billy Childish, with Graham Day and the Forefathers, with how many other ones have we done? Chris Wilson, the Flaming Groovies. We've got you.
Oh.
We've got so many things at the Retrosonic podcast site. They're all available for free.
Yeah.
You can download everything at or subscribe at iTunes for free. Everything we do is free. It's all about the music. check out the bands. You can dig out all the links and get more information at www.retromanblog.com.
And download this podcast and play it in your car.
Exactly. You enjoy it. Please do. And to play us out, we've got a bit of an up-tempo stomper. This is a bit of garage soul from 1968, and this is Frantic Freddie and His Reflections, and a track taken from their album Music Power, and this is You Lie. Pete Frame did a family tree of the Medway, you'd be going into about 5 or 6 volumes now, wouldn't it? Because it's so many bands, you know.
Yes. And Wolfie Smith has been in all of them. Oh, sorry.
Wolfie Smith.
Wolfie Smith.
Wolfie Smith was Howard to the People.
How the people, isn't he? Was it Wolfie?
Wolfie Howard.
Wolf Howard. Fuck, of course. Yeah, Wolfie Smith. No, don't put that in.
No, I wouldn't.
You can't put that in. No,
I wouldn't put that in.
I'd always make a mistake. Fucking Wolfie Smith. Wolfie Howard.